tough spot, India has successfully ensured an intricate balance between the welfare measures and boosting consumer demand. All credit to the dynamic leadership of the Honorable Finance Minister. A huge round of applause for Nirmala ji. Thank you so much, ma'am, for finding time. And before I call Maria and Nirmala ji for a session, I must add that it's rare to find individuals who retain their humility and remain grounded even when they occupy key positions of power. And Nirmala ji's journey is a constant reminder of that virtue. With those words, I would like to play this short audio visual of her journey so far.
An epitome of grit, a compelling example of determination, an outstanding karyakarta, and above all, a shining example of what women can achieve in this country. Nirmala Sithraman has inspired every young girl in this country to dream big. Born in Tamil Nadu's temple town Madurai, the seeds of Nirmala Sithraman's extraordinary career were sowed in Tiruchirappalli, where she completed her graduation and spent most of her formative years. Young Nirmala had already set her sights on the national capital as she headed to the Jawaharlal Nehru University to pursue her masters in economics. After submitting her doctoral thesis on Indo-European textile trade, she moved to the UK, where she worked for a brief while with a corporate firm. After that brief stint, Miss Sithraman returned to India to answer her true calling. Her plunge into public life began when she set up a school for underprivileged children, and from thereafter, she never looked back. From 2003 till 2005, she served as a member of the National Commission for Women, and in 2008, she was invited to become a member of the BJP's National Executive. And in 2010, she was appointed as the National Spokesperson of the BJP. Articulate, assertive, and astute, she caught the attention of the national leadership with her ability to reach the masses. She made a mark for herself representing BJP at different forums across media platforms.
I, Nirmala Sithraman.
In 2014, when the Modi wave gripped the country, Miss Sithraman got her opportunity to serve the nation as she became part of the Modi cabinet as Minister for Commerce and Industry. In 2017, she became India's first full-time female defense minister, and in 2019, when PM Modi stormed back to power, she created history by becoming the country's first full-time female finance minister. When the world was jolted with a once-in-a-century pandemic, Miss Sithraman played a stellar role in navigating the nation through troubled times. Keeping the mantras of Atmanirbharta and Sabka Vikas in mind, she ensured that India not only came out of the troubling two-year phase, but is now emerging as one of the fastest growing economies in the world. A fierce politician, an unfailing party worker, and an unparalleled finance minister, Miss Nirmala Sithraman, we welcome you to CNN News 18's Townhall.
I now invite our political editor Maria Shakil and the Honourable Minister on the stage for this session. Maria will moderate this session. Ma'am, please.
Grateful that you could travel all the way to Chennai. So thank you so much and welcome. I'm going to begin this conversation with your recent political tour. You have just returned from a rather grueling tour of Baramati. Before that, you were in Zahirabad parliamentary constituency in Telangana. Baramati is a bastion of Sharad Pawar. Telangana has complete dominance of KCR. What is giving you and your party that confidence that bastions of stalwarts can be breached?
First, let me thank the audience for being here and giving me the opportunity, CNN. And I'll start with a little bit of a banter, if you'll permit that. I thought this is South Conclave, and I'm being asked about Baramati. Maria, that's a very interesting question, but it is a fact that BJP, when it comes to elections, takes the business seriously. But my visit to Baramati was not so much for the election, it was more for strengthening my party in the ground. And which is what was the visit for in Zahirabad as well. And after all, Zahirabad is part of, once upon a time, United Andhra Pradesh, where I had spent a lot of time working.
Ma'am, BJP is in an expansionist mode. You have already identified catchment areas for 2024. While you have managed to make inroads in most states of southern India, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, it remains a difficult terrain. Do you think people here will experiment only with Dravidian parties, and as far as BJP is concerned, they'll have to wait?
Well, not just Tamil Nadu, even Kerala, BJP is working to serve the people of Kerala. As it is, they also have in the ground a lot of well-oiled party which serves there. And Tamil Nadu also, especially now, I see a lot more energy in taking up people-related issues. And of course, there will be a time as you go along when BJP will be able to capture the imagination of the people.
Southern states often argue, and they are arguing that perhaps more now, that they are being taxed more for their prosperity. That in the last few years, in the India story, they have contributed most, and that they have outperformed other states, particularly in northern India, on multiple parameters, be it economic opportunities, health, education. As the finance minister and someone who comes from this part, what are your thoughts?
Well, development happens faster in some states which have had a history of that kind of access to education, access to policy driven towards industrialization, and also where people are already exposed to a lot more, multiplicity, cosmopolitanism, and also English education. That way Tamil Nadu has had the advantage because of being partly very actively under the British rule through the presidency, having had a lot of exposure to English education. So that is one thing. And second, because of the topography of Tamil Nadu, there was this very clear understanding of different governments over the decades that industrialization is a very important thing. And so since I would think 1960s, there's been a lot of emphasis on getting industries and investing for industries. And in spite of rural lives still intact in some parts of Tamil Nadu, it's majorly an urbanized state. So you have, and also the advantage of having seaports has given Tamil Nadu that kind of advantage. And people are very entrepreneurial. So there's no denying that all these factors together have given Tamil Nadu that advantage, that with the challenges, agriculture flourished somewhat, challenges grew more, but in the meanwhile, manufacturing came in, small and medium industries had that entrepreneurial spirit, and therefore the contribution of agriculture, even if it came down at some part in time, industry made up for it. And subsequently, because of the IT revolution, service sector also has come in. As a result, you find the state keeping pace with the industrialization, now with IT revolution into the tertiary sector as well. So as a result, obviously the state will be one of those lead states because of the grounding it has had in industrialization. But as regards this question about we are giving you more revenue, you, me itself tells you that the narrative is going on not a desirable route. Because if every state thinks that I am giving so much, I should get so much, It's just not going to work out. I've said this before, if within Tamil Nadu, you see the region which gives more revenue and those regions which don't give you that revenue, would you then justify that region which gives you more revenue, saying, hey, spend it all here, man, don't take it to the other parts which are underdeveloped? Will it work? But I understand the frustration, because repeatedly you're performing better. You, meaning many other states, are also performing. I belong to the state. I also see how, rapidly a lot of things are improving. But that itself cannot justify asking that much of proportion of income. Actually, sometimes you probably get more in some planned period earlier, and now under the Niti Aayog, not so much which dispenses like planning commission monies. You have projects coming much more in some areas in Tamil Nadu, which probably doesn't go to Bihar from where you are. So would you then say, no, Bihar, we don't need any money because we don't generate that much revenue, let it all go to Tamil Nadu? Will a country prosper if we constantly draw this kind of artificial line? Then in Tamil Nadu, if I understand it right, only Coimbatore should get it. The rest of the areas cannot get anything. That's a very convoluted argument to say, I am giving so much, you give me this much. It's no transactional relationship. We are all part of this country, we are all part of